Loud applause from the massed ranks of England supporters. Beckham, captain of his country for the 50th time, winning his 86th cap, level now with Kenny Sansom in 6th position in the all-time caps table. And let's have a look at the England team that he leads one more time. It's the 4-4-2, as the boys in the studio said, with Ledley King in the midfield holding role. Wayne Bridge back after a year's absence from internationals, although Eriksson tells me he doesn't intend him to play the full 90 minutes. Paul Konchesky is among the substitutes, and so is Sol Campbell, with Terry and Ferdinand the preferred partnership at the back. Now Argentina have some well-known names in their lineup. Zanetti there, scored against England in the 1998 World Cup. Ayala netted in the penalty shootout before David Batty missed. Riquelme in midfield is now the highly rated orchestrator, and up front Chelsea's Hernan Crespo has a record of 28 goals in 53 internationals. Had a great success with their youth team, and you all know who that is, in his 59th game as coach. Sven-Göran Eriksson has only got one more friendly planned before he names the squad for the World Cup. That'll be on March the 1st at home. So there are players here with their maybe last but one chance to make the right sort of impression for England. Zanetti on the far side wearing 4 for Argentina. 5 here is Demichelis, who's making his debut, the Bayern Munich anchorman, number 5. And this is the familiar figure of Roberto Ayala from Valencia, playing at the back with Walter Samuel from Inter Milan. Most of these Argentines play in Spain or Italy, so this is not really too much of a journey for them. And they're going to Qatar to play on Wednesday in another friendly. This the weekend, of course, of the World Cup playoffs in Europe. These two, England and Poland, didn't need to go into one. Goalkeeper for Argentina is Roberto Abandanzieri. Very long name, but he's a goalkeeper who didn't make his debut till he was 31 for the national side. Here's Cambiasso to Sorin, the captain. Half cleared by John Terry, who's now having to track back with Crespo, his club colleague, of course. Zanetti to Riquelme. Michael Owen gets a touch, finds Beckham. Rooney's made a run far side, and Beckham trying to pick him out. Headed away by Samuel. 15 there. I should explain that Argentina have got a number 15 and a number 19 starting. No number 7 in the starting lineup, and no number 10. That's a shirt I think that they still reserve or have it as a souvenir, if you like, of the career of one Diego Maradona, who at one stage was going to attend this fixture. The Argentine president Grondona wants Maradona to be part of the setup again, but they felt it would be unfair on Beckham and to have him breathing down his neck here. Argentina are playing in the plain blue shirts tonight rather than their familiar stripes. Number 11 here is Carlos Tevez of Corinthians in Brazil, most expensive player to move between South American clubs. Graham, what do you think?
Well, I'm just looking at the way teams have set up. They're both sort of standing off each other when they've got the ball, allowing the defenders to have the ball and just to sort of keep as many players as they can behind the ball. It's important England don't sort of break their shape up too quickly, because the Argentinians have got a great sort of technical ability, and they'll pick holes and find spaces if you give them that chance.
This is Zanetti. Certainly, as Alan said in the studio, higher quality of opposition than England have met for some time. Now here's Cambiasso, and that's Tevez. And it nearly ran on to Crespo. Referee wave play on. David Beckham. Rooney again makes that run on the left. This time he's found. Owen is inside him. Wayne Rooney, good run. Tackle was by Demichelis. England corner.
It's almost as if England have sort of set up slightly to catch Argentina on the counter-attack. That's twice now David Beckham's got the ball in good positions. Wayne Rooney's pulled into a wide position to try and get a run on the Argentinian defence there, and he's done well to get a corner.
For which Terry and Ferdinand, 6 and 5 respectively, are forward. Frank Lampard to come in on this as well, and Ledley King. There goes Lampard with Ferdinand. David Beckham still on the left, having taken the corner. That's his cross, and it's too long. And abandons the area here with a long kick upfield, trying to pick out Carlos Tevez. It's Luke Young.
It's very important that Luke Young and whoever's left at the back on England corners really mark their men. Carlos Tevez is an excellent form for Corinthians, and with Hernan Crespo, if he stays up front with him, they can cause all sorts of problems.
This is Tevez now, got a hat-trick in a recent Brazilian league game. Quite right, Graham, he has been in excellent form. And forward by Zanetti to Crespo. Oh, here are Argentina with Riquelme coming through as well. There's the shot, turned over by Robinson. Riquelme's the man around whom they operate now, and he hit that well.
That's all they need there, a little break, bit of confusion. John Terry's obviously backing off because he's got someone to mark. He's not sure where to go, and Riquelme obviously sees, gets a side of goal, has a good hit. Paul Robinson makes a fine save.
Samuel has come forward, so has Ayala for the corner. Sorin goes in first there. Oh, hesitation. Oof, dear me, that was Ledley King made an important clearance there from just in front of the goal line.
That was an excellent clearance. What a dangerous ball in. It's bounced in on the 6-yard line, and Ledley King's done really well to keep his eye on it and get a clearance.
This is chested back by Ferdinand.
You already get the impression, John, that Argentina, the quality that they've got, as you rightly say, this is going to be the toughest game England have had for some time, and it's going to require 100% discipline and concentration on the England players' behalf.
That's for Michael Owen. Well, they beat Brazil in the World Cup qualifiers, although in the end they lost 3 of their last 5, Argentina, and Brazil won the group on goal difference, but there was no question about both qualifying. And of course Brazil battered them in the final of the Confederations Cup 4-1. This is Riquelme again. Oh, cut out by Steven Gerrard for England. Lampard moving up now, Wayne Bridge. Rooney just lying deep, chipping it forward. Michael Owen is offside. It won't count. It's offside. Scored as an 18-year-old in that match in Saint-Etienne, Graham, and thought he had for a moment there.
Yeah, that's right. It's good movement. He is offside. The Argentinian defence is obviously well drilled. He's just one step offside, but it's good thought. He's pulled away, played on the shoulder of Ayala there, and it's a decent finish, but unfortunately he is caught a yard offside.
I thought it was borderline. There was a defender on the far side as well, wasn't there? Still, you're right, the flag was up. So a good start for England in that department. Nice to see the ball in the net, 6-7 minutes gone. Cambiasso to Riquelme. Owen wants 1 goal, by the way, to actually beat the Gary Lineker record of goals in European Championship and World Cup tournaments, or counting qualifiers. They've both got 22 at the moment. Well, Gary will have to stay on 22, obviously.
I think so, yeah. He's in no shape for a comeback.
Here's Beckham. Just in case you're wondering at home, the World Cup draw will take place on December the 10th. On a Friday night, in fact, early in December. And that's when we'll know who England will play in those opening group matches in Germany. That's played there by Lampard to Bridge. The 9th, I think I should have said. Anyway. It's in Leipzig, one of the World Cup venues. Beckham, Young.
That's good composure by Ledley King. He's under a lot of pressure there, and he kept hold of the ball. He didn't rush a pass, and even though it got intercepted, it still went sort of safe to safety for an England throw-in.
I think this is quite a good time for an international on a Saturday, Graham. People have had a chance to go out in the afternoon and can still go out in the evening.
I'm all for it. It's a lovely place. I'm enjoying myself.
Yes, you certainly are. Here's Riquelme. Oops, his first real foul this, and the Swiss referee is going to mark his authority here with Frank Lampard. Actually, David Beckham went over and picked Riquelme up.
Yeah, you can see Frank Lampard's just the wrong side of Riquelme there, and although he's won the ball in European football and certainly South American football, that would be considered a foul. It doesn't take a lot for Riquelme to make as much of that as he possibly can.
No, Zanetti inside to De Michelis, on by Crespo. Cambiasso. Oh, it's a good-looking ball here for Tevez. Chance to score, good block, Robinson. Serene. It still isn't really safe for England. And there's the shot by Rodriguez. And there he is again, and it's blocked another time. And Gerrard brings it away for England. We've got a game on here, you can be sure about that. Looking for Beckham. Oh, shoulder charge. It's been given as a fair challenge there by Walter Samuel.
We've just seen some excellent defending both sides of the pitch. Walter Samuel there, no nonsense defending with David Beckham. David Beckham tried to nutmeg him, and he just read it and then blocked him off, won the ball fairly and squarely. At the other end, some great defending and blocking by England, starting with Paul Robinson and then John Terry and Rio Ferdinand getting important blocks.
Tevez, who made the initial surge and shot, and Maxi Rodriguez following up. Here's Tevez again. Zanetti on the far side, bends the cross round bridge. There's Rodriguez again. That's a second save by Robinson. Cheery actions.
Excellent goalkeeping again by Paul Robinson. England get a little bit caught out wide. This is the first chance where Robinson makes an excellent save down low. He gets a foot on it. And that's a great save. And the second one, it's an excellent ball by Zanetti. Picks out his man. It's a great shot and a reaction save by Paul Robinson.
Argentina showing their mettle at the moment. It's going to be a corner by Riquelme on the far side. Ayala and Samuel are there again. So is De Michelis. Headed away powerfully by John Terry.
It's important that John Terry and Rio Ferdinand really get hold of the other two defenders. Wayne Bridge, who hasn't played for a long time, Luke Young, obviously very inexperienced. They've got to follow runners. They've got to demand that the people in front of them help them, because if you get two runners at you, you've got to choose one of them.
Tevez again. He looks a lively player, this number 11.
And ultimately, John, if you've got somebody running at you, you've got to make a decision who to go with. Whatever you do with such good players, they'll pick out the other option and create all sorts of problems.
Ledley King committed the foul. Riquelme is going to take the free kick. Now, he really is the master of these set plays for Argentina, as we saw in the summer in the Confederations Cup. And a cluster of Argentine players gathered on the edge of the penalty area as the referee tells Gerrard to retreat 10 yards. The Argentine fans are behind that goal, in fact, to the left. Crespo comes in. Oh, it's not a goal either, is it? No, the referee's running towards the line, and I think he's going to give England a free kick for pushing. Well, we've had the ball in the net at both ends, Graham.
That's right, and I have to say that I can't see initially what the problem was there. I know Crespo bundled the ball into the net, but it looked a fairly fair challenge to me. It didn't seem to be anything other than an inviting cross. It was an excellent ball in by Riquelme, and Hernan Crespo's just done what a good centre-forward should do, attack the ball. I think there were two England defenders in the mix-up there by the line, Graham, and I can only think the referee felt Crespo fouled one of them. Anyway, here's Rooney. Owen had a goal disallowed for offside, and now Crespo and Argentina denied, but the defenders were right in there as well. Robinson's made two good saves, though. It's been a good opening here. 12 minutes gone and plenty of incident already. Hernan Crespo again. This is Serene. Into Tevez. Riquelme. Zanetti. Argentina, winners of the World Cup in 1978, 1986, finalists 1990. Really good recent record in the competition. Tevez again. And David Beckham will clear this, otherwise it would have been a corner. Serene bang waved back by the referee here for the throw-in.
boisterous atmosphere inside this Stade de Genève. Zanetti's winning today his 102nd cap for Argentina. Real loyal servant, 32 years old. Samuel. That ran away from Tevez a bit, but he's got it now. And he was trying to find Rodriguez.
They've got a great link between their different sides, Argentina here. See, I can't actually see what the problem is there. I think Crespo, if anything, has probably jumped into Frank Lampard slightly, but he's not got his eye on the ball. He's not actually doesn't seem to be making any attempt to foul Frank Lampard. It was just such a good ball in by Riquelme that I think he was entitled to go for it. But fortunately for England, the goal was disallowed.
Well, it's 1-1 in that respect already. Referee was quite firm and decisive. And Paul Robinson relieved, no doubt.
Yeah, he's had an important start, Paul Robinson, and I think there's going to be plenty more to come. I'm really impressed with the way Argentina are linking up their midfield and their strikers. Riquelme seems to play up front as much as he plays in midfield, and that's going to cause England problems if they don't really get to grips with him.
That's away by Ayala. Cambiasso here for Argentina. Comes off King. Bridge to Gerrard. Does this system force Gerrard further to the left than he would normally like to go?
It depends on who's got the ball at the back. If Wayne Bridge has got the ball at the back and he needs a wide person, Steven Gerrard is going to have to be that person. He's going to have to make the effort. He's in a position now where he's hugging the touchline. What that does, that gives people like Michael Owen the opportunity to try and run down the side and behind the right fullback Zanetti. So really, Steven Gerrard has a free role, but depending where the ball is, he has to make a decision whether to create a problem by going out wide or staying in the middle of the pitch.
Rooney got caught by Ayala there, but the referee played a good advantage for Beckham to bend the ball in. It's come out to Ledley King. This is Young. Beckham now bringing Lampard into the game, but this is Tevez. And when they break quickly. Riquelme thought about giving it to Zanetti, and he does now. 15, Maxi Rodriguez. Plays for Atletico Madrid. Here's Cambiasso. Very much the foil for Riquelme in midfield, but he's on the ball now, Riquelme. This is Serene. Cambiasso again. Good passing by Argentina, and Cambiasso right into the heart of the England defence. When the midfield players run at England like that, you see the reason why King's there.
Well, Ledley King's got such an important role to do tonight. He's sort of man-to-man marking Riquelme, unless Riquelme changes position significantly. Riquelme is just moving all over the place. He's coming out on the left. He's dropping deeper. He's then pushing forward, and Ledley King's got to be really switched on to pick him up. Problem for England is they've got to follow their runners or pass the man on, do one or the other. But if they get caught in two minds, Argentina are that good that they'll pick out that spare man.
This is Bridge to Rooney. Argentina. Oh, it's Rooney now in a good position. Challenged by Serene. Argentina having had the greatest share of possession in this opening 17 minutes. That's Riquelme offside Crespo.
And I think Riquelme for Argentina has probably had the lion's share of possession of any player on the pitch. He's the link between his whole team.
Plays now at Villarreal, but he was at Barcelona for 1 year, Riquelme, and didn't make it there really. Couldn't get past Rivaldo to get into the starting lineup for much of that time. 25 now, but he's certainly blossomed since he went to Villarreal. David Beckham fouled by Serene. Riquelme is arguing about where the ball is being placed. Meantime, Ferdinand and Terry have made their way forward. Referee is just insisting that it goes exactly where the foul took place. Still talking to Riquelme. Ledley King's up here. Oof, Cambiasso for Argentina. Flag was up there, ball was out. Crespo, the player involved.
It's an important stage of the game for England. They need to get some possession, get some passes together and start getting into areas that affect the Argentinian defence. They're playing in front of them at the moment, need to get behind them.
Foul on Beckham when the ball was nowhere near Sorin. Two captains there looking at each other. They weren't in the tunnel, but they are now.
He's learnt some tricks, David Beckham, since he's been in Spain. He drew the foul there. The ball was already going down the line, and he's just got a touch from Sorin, and obviously made the most of it to win England a free kick in what is a dangerous area.
Well, certainly John Terry seeking his first England goal, Rio Ferdinand seeking his second. They're both in there, but it's played shorter than that. Wayne Bridge trying to hold things up in midfield, but Tevez, oh well, challenged by King, free kick Argentina.
That's harsh by the referee, I think. Ledley King did really well there. A little bit concerned with Wayne Bridge in the sense that he just looks a little slow on the ball, a little bit sort of reacting a little bit slow to the situation, which is understandable considering the lack of games he's had in the last year.
This is Riquelme, Tevez. Tevez goes inside Ferdinand, that looked dangerous. Rodriguez against Bridge. Corner to Argentina. Well, Riquelme will take it, and the two centre-backs come up again. Crespo came through the crowd, and again he's penalised for climbing.
Those corners from Riquelme are so inviting for any defender. I think that was Sorin who came through there and got a good head to the ball, but he came through a couple of people, and John Terry stood his ground well.
Sorin is an attacking player by nature, although he's occupying the left-back position tonight. This is Cambiasso. "21 minutes in Geneva, the last international of the calendar year for England, and then 3.5 months before they play again. Bizarre, really, isn't it? We have so many internationals in the autumn and then nothing till March.
No, that's right. Well, the English calendar, I suppose, doesn't allow it with the amount of games that we play in the Premiership these days.
Ledley King picks out Gerrard, three waiting in the centre here. Gerrard's cross cleared by Ayala. Crespo. The overall record between the two teams, 13 meetings. England 5 wins, 6 draws, Argentina 2 wins, but both in competitive matches. I think you probably know the history at home as well, if not better than I do, with the Ratin incident and the Maradona hand of God and the Beckham Saint Etienne sending off, then Sapporo. But actually, for the older generation, Argentina were the first South Americans ever to play at Wembley. Back in the 1951 Festival of Britain, as it was called then, they played a celebratory international and England won 2-1 with 2 late goals. I think they would settle for a 2-1 win here, all right, McLaren and Eriksson.
They certainly would, and by the way the game started and the amount of possession that Argentina have had, it's really important, as I said earlier, that England get a grip on this game and start to cause Argentina some problems. This
is Cambiasso. Just ought to give the under-21 team a mention as well for getting back to 1-1 against France before that huge crowd at Tottenham last night. Play the second leg on Tuesday of that European Championship playoff, Peter Taylor's team. Here's Sorin. Oh, it's dangerous. It's Tevez. Well played by Ferdinand to Rooney. Owen. Play on, says the referee. Rooney again. Picks his way out to the left to Bridge. Steven Gerrard, the furthest forward at the moment in this attack. Lampard. King. 4 ahead of him for England. Owen's making a darting run there behind Ayala. Back by John Terry. Gerrard. Right across the 6-yard line and cleared for a corner by Walter Samuel.
He used all his experience there, Samuel. That was good play by England. They're patient in the build-up, got it wide. Steven Gerrard got into good position, wasn't frightened to cross it with his left foot. That's a dangerous area between goalkeeper and centre-back. Walter Samuel knew what was going to happen and made a good clearance.
Beckham to take the corner. Oh, and Lampard was up there, and goodness, he scored one like that against France in Euro 2004. Do you remember?
I do. That was another excellent ball. We've seen some great corners, but from both sides. Well put in by David Beckham, glancing header by Frank Lampard, and just misses the far post.
Lampard's got a terrific midfield output of goals, 10 in his last 26 England games.
And it's important that the formation lends itself to Frank Lampard getting into goal-scoring situations. And I think recent games, the last couple of games, he started to get forward a little bit more, which has got to be encouraging for England.
Well, there was a free kick there as Sven-Göran Eriksson gets up to have a word about tactics. Ferdinand was the man who fouled. Argentina are in possession here. And they still are with Riquelme. And that's just caught a deflection off Lampard, and Robinson scuttles across the line to save the corner. Riquelme, who had the long-range effort. Now that's a challenge by Young on Sorin, and the yellow card is going to come out for Luke Young.
First impression, that's a little bit harsh on Luke Young. The ball to Sorin was a bad ball, and he's obviously seen it, gone for it, won the ball, but maybe lunged slightly, and the refs interpreted it as a malicious foul and subsequently booked him.
Samuel, Sorin, Demichelis and Ayala are in a group of 4 there. And Robinson has no difficulty this time.
It's good goalkeeping by Paul Robinson. That will give everybody around him confidence that the fact that he can get out and clear those balls.
Beckham here challenging Zanetti, but abandons the area he was out to take charge.
Yeah, like I say, if Paul Robinson is going to come out and claim those situations, that will give everybody around him a bit of confidence, and then they'll know that anything that's too high, he'll come and collect.
That was forward by Cambiasso. This is Young. Gerrard. Just joined us. 28 minutes gone in Geneva. The ball's been in the net at both ends, but neither goal registered, or neither effort registered as a goal. Owen offside and Crespo penalised for bundling into a defender. Good pace to the game though. This is Young. Rooney. Swings it wide for Gerrard. Bridge in support here. Lampard. Ferdinand to Beckham. Owen's coming in, Rooney was there first. It's a goal kick. I thought for a minute it was going to go over Rooney's head, and Owen was coming in like a train.
Yeah, that was good build-up play by England. Again, patient, getting into areas where the Argentinians have to come out of their positions. When you draw somebody out, you then work the sides. David Beckham, he only needs 2 touches. He took 1 and crossed an excellent ball with his second touch. You see him, it's a great take, an excellent ball in, and Wayne Rooney gets in front of the defender, nearly gets his head on it.
The 27 of the World Cup finalists are known. There are 5 playoff matches. First leg today, second leg on Wednesday. It was Cambiasso to Riquelme, and now Zanetti. But other teams involved in friendlies like this one: France playing Germany and Holland playing Italy. Gerrard looking here for Wayne Rooney, and he's through. Rooney, can he do it for England? He's hit the post, and Owen couldn't get to the rebound. How close can you be? Wayne Rooney. Lampard picks up the momentum. Gerrard, bridge outside him. Good battling play here by England. Every ball being contested. Owen's in there again. Now they're appealing for a foul on Rooney. Oh, that's Young again. That's Young on Riquelme, and Beckham, and the coach is off the bench. He's already been yellow carded, Luke Young. But watch this, Graham.
Oh, it's a great ball by Steven Gerrard. Well played, Wayne Rooney. It's an excellent effort, and how that's just pure bad luck. He's done everything right. He's had a little look at the goalkeeper, lifted it over him, and the spin on the ball should take it into the net, but it hits the post squarely, comes back out. It all came from a mistake from Zanetti, an uncharacteristic mistake. But it might take something like that for one of these teams to get a goal. It's very close match, John, at the moment.
Yes, and England are playing so much better against Argentina than they have against what I would politely call inferior opposition.
Well, the thing is, I think you can raise your game. England know they're going to have to do something special to break down this Argentinian team.
This is Maxi Rodriguez with Zanetti going up outside him. Crespo's in the middle. This is Tevez who dummied. Riquelme. Terry clears. And Rooney's away again here. He threw off Demichelis. He's up against Ayala. He's got Owen to his right, Wayne Rooney, and he's still there, and he goes down, and the referee says play on.
Ayala's used every minute of the experience he's had as a football player to block Wayne Rooney there. Wayne Rooney running at him. He's taken him on down the side, and just good use of experience. It's not a foul. The ref's never going to give it, but it's very useful sort of knowledge he's gained over years of defending and coming up against quick strikers.
Here's Crespo, the other number 9. Serene. When you see Rooney explode like that, and the time before, it makes you think what would have happened in Euro 2004 if he hadn't got injured when he did. This is Owen. Gerrard to Lampard, and now Beckham's moved inside. And he gets a free kick. Oh, there's a yellow card coming out again here. Walter Samuel.
The game's just starting to build up a little bit now, I think. Both teams sense they can win the match. They're taking the game to each other, and I think we're going to see a good sort of final 15 minutes to this half.
Well, it's got the edge of a competitive game, this, even though it's been marked down as a friendly on neutral territory. Beckham will take the free kick for England, having been fouled here by Samuel, who got a yellow card. That's aimed at Rio Ferdinand. He goes down now. They're using all those tricks of the trade that you mentioned.
They certainly are, and I think it's a very competitive match. Both teams are good in the air. So David Beckham there floating the ball up. It's always going to be one of those awkward challenges for both teams, but England there had the advantage. If the ball drops down, they get a chance. And Walter Samuel there made enough of a challenge on Rio Ferdinand to sort of win a goal kick for his team.
Plenty to talk about so far in this first half between the old rivals. Beckham with the throw, gets it back from Rooney. Owen moves into a position in the centre of the penalty area. Rooney doing his damage coming from deep. But he's got shaken off there by Riquelme. He's got two to his right now for Argentina. One of them is Tevez here. Rodriguez is outside him. There's Rodriguez. Takes on Bridge. Right, oh, it's going to be a goal! Hernan Crespo has done it for Argentina, the Chelsea man. And by his standards, it turned out to be a simple chance. And the South Americans lead after 34 minutes. And it was so simple in the end. It happened really because Maxi Rodriguez got the better of Wayne Bridge on the left flank of England's defence, but when Crespo's around with his goal-scoring record, you can't leave yourselves exposed. There's Rodriguez. Ferdinand had to step over the ball to me, and Crespo tucked it in, Graham.
Well, that's the problem for Wayne Bridge, and I feel sorry for him. Like I said before, he's not had experience of playing football for a year now, and to be thrown in against this quality opposition. Rodriguez goes past him, creates an opening. Ferdinand can't do much about it. He's going towards his own goal, and it's a simple finish for Crespo. And quite frankly, it's against the run of play. England have had the better of the last 10 minutes, though it was only a matter of time before one of these teams were to score.
29 international goals in 54 games. That's better than 1 in 2, Hernan Crespo. And Eriksson will know all about him, of course, from Lazio days.
He certainly will. The move started with this man, Rodriguez. He picked the ball up in a similar position, drifted down the line, and he just picks people out so comfortably, so comfortable on the ball.
Well, Crespo was the man that they were all interviewing at the Argentine hotel yesterday. And he's true to form. Put Argentina in charge in this friendly. Here's Bridge. Gerrard. Steven Gerrard!
That's a great effort by Steven Gerrard. That's got to be all of 30 yards he's hit that from. And I think he had the keeper beaten. You see, he gets a side of goal. That's a great hit. Keeper's actually got his fingers on that. That should be a corner, John.
I think that's a save, Graham, you know.
It is a save. And you can see the goal here. Wayne Bridge, he can't move his feet quickly enough. And it's a simple tap-in. And to be honest, Argentina had 3 players in the box at that stage. Rodriguez gets behind Wayne Bridge in a very dangerous area, and it's an easy goal.
So, Argentina 1, England 0. This is Lampard now then Rooney again to run at the defence. He's by himself for England at the moment, Rooney. Looking for a handball decision which didn't come, but in fact he didn't have much support there, did he? Gerrard was trying to get down the left.
That's right, England broke quickly. Wayne Rooney, obviously his first thought was to run at the Argentinian defence, but in doing that he actually ran away from his own teammates as well. Ayala bought some time for his teammates to get back into position, and it was a simple simple block. But Riquelme is the man that's running the show at the moment. He played a part in that goal, started it off, and it's something that England at half-time are really going to have to work out how to stop him playing.
Now, this is a proper game. There's no suggestion that Eriksson will fiddle around just bringing on substitutes for the sake of it tonight. This is Young here. Terry. Bridge to Gerrard. Gets it back. Lampard makes a forward run now. Over goes Demichelis. Kicks the ball out. Now England here with 8 minutes before half-time to rectify that Crespo goal. Here's King. Oh, Beckham with the flick on. Rooney! England have equalised, and it's Wayne Rooney whose first half performance certainly merits the goal, and number 9 here replies to the other. And it's Argentina this time who make the defensive mistake. It was a careless moment, I think, by Roberto Ayala that led to that. But Rooney, who hit the post earlier and has been ever dangerous here. Oh, it's up in the air, isn't it, by Ayala, knocked on by Beckham, and Rooney reads it and gets there to finish it off. And
that wasn't the best shot that he's ever had, but it's such a well taken goal. in the sense that he just struck through the ball. He knew where he wanted to put it. He's hit it into the ground, but he's found the corner. You said they needed 7 minutes. They only needed 1.
You got it. His 11th international goal. Didn't score in the qualifiers, but he's certainly scored here. What a good game, Graham, we have on our hands here.
Oh, well, it's excellent. It's obviously balanced again. I think it's interesting. There's so many little battles on the pitch, and it's going to take one of those battles to either somebody to win a battle or make a mistake that's going to either cost his team or win his team the game.
The World Cup really in many ways starts here. This is Beckham, and Rooney's in there again. Oh, it's come back to Frank Lampard.
Well, Ayala made up for his mistake there. He did excellently. David Beckham played a great ball in. Is his mistake. David Beckham does well to win it brave, and Wayne Rooney picks his spot. Like I say, slightly hits it into the ground, but the fact he knew where he wanted to put it meant that he would score.
Cracking first half here. Well, the fans won't mind coming to Geneva if they can see Rooney play like this. We're entering the last 5 minutes of the first half. Cambiasso to Riquelme for Argentina. This fella Rodriguez on the right is causing Bridge a certain amount of concern.
Well, the problem, as I've said, for Wayne Bridge is, one, he's not played a lot of matches. I think he's played half a dozen reserve team matches for Chelsea, and he's straight back in the England squad and team against a very, very competent and threatening Argentinian team. On top of that, he's not getting any support, defensive support, from Steven Gerrard or Frank Lampard, because the way Argentina are playing, it doesn't allow them to get back and give him cover. And it's just a case he's got to get to half-time and address the situation then.
This is Crespo. Just wonder whether Eriksson will be tempted to throw Konchesky in. This is Rodriguez, the man who's causing that trouble on the right-hand side. But we've also got Phil Neville on the bench. He's been playing left-back for Everton. Riquelme now! Oh, dummy, Rodriguez! The outside of the net.
That's another example of Riquelme getting in a dangerous position. I think that's probably only the second or third time he's got beyond Ledley King. He's let him go, Ledley King, there. He finds his pass, Tevez lets it go over him. Rodriguez really should hit across the goal. To be fair to Wayne Bridge, and I think it was Rio Ferdinand, they've done well to stop him getting a shot on target there. That's Ledley King.
Yeah, it was. Well, there's lots of ifs, buts and maybes in this first half, as well as the 2 goals at both ends. Forward by Bridge again. Zanetti. Rodriguez. Cambiasso. Riquelme. Sorin down the left-hand side if Crespo needs him. Crespo going across Ferdinand, who gets back at him. And again, and King finds Beckham. Chest there by Gerrard to King, and now Bridge. Rooney on that left-hand side, wants it short. Oh, he saw that early, didn't he? Right onto the chest of David Beckham, and now Rooney wants it back, played diagonal, he's coming in now! Oh, what a great bit of football by Rooney. Started it and nearly finished it.
That was an excellent spot by Wayne Rooney, originally out to David Beckham. And again, when David Beckham gets that space in a wide position, the quality of his delivery is excellent, second to none. Wayne Rooney unfortunate not to get on the end of it.
Here's Sorin. It is Tevez! Oh, save. Paul Robinson's fingertips.
It's another good save by Paul Robinson. Once again, Sorin picks up the ball, finds Tevez in a dangerous area, in space, in front of the England back four, and slightly gives himself enough room to get away a shot.
Well, the way the balls move in the air these days, you've got to say good save when the goalkeeper turns it over like that. Riquelme will take the corner again for Argentina, who've packed the penalty area once more. Up in the air from John Terry, then from David Beckham. haven't seen any sign of a physiotherapist, so we may not have any stoppage time at the end of this first half, with a minute of normal standard time to go. Here's Riquelme. This is Cambiasso. Serene. Offside.
I've been so impressed with Riquelme. People can't get near him. He's got such quick feet. He's strong as well, and he's a clever football player. He gets himself into some fantastic areas, and players have to stand off him, because if you get too close to him, he'll go past you. And like I said before, England really have to find a way of nullifying his threat, and in doing so, they'll create a situation and a platform for themselves to maybe build and go on and win this game.
Here's Bridge. Well, half-time arrives. A storming 45 minutes. And both teams going for it in an attacking sense. And although Rooney hit the post early on, he certainly made up for it after 39 minutes. When he equalised, the goal scored on 35. Just 4 minutes Argentina had the lead, given to them by Hernan Crespo here. But the number of shots that rained in that first half, there were saves, there were shots against the post, there were 2 efforts disallowed for different reasons, which brought a half-time score of England 1, Argentina 1. The Argentine team coming out slightly behind England, but we can deal with the England substitution. Paul Konchesky wearing number 12, West Ham United, second cap. His first was at Upton Park when he was a Charlton player against Australia. And what an opportunity for him here, coming on at half-time in the left-back position in place of Wayne Bridge. And just as Gary is so fond of my stats, the 295th substitution Sven-Göran Eriksson has made in 59 games.
That seems like a lot of substitutions to me, John.
Well, I did joke with him and say if he used all 6 permitted tonight, he would get to 300, but he shook his head and didn't think he would be using that many, so there we go. Incidentally, Gary Lineker made the point about you being a little bit kind to Argentina on the disallowed goal. That was not because of your wife, it was the mother-in-law, wasn't it?
That's right. My mother-in-law is not somebody you want to cross. She's very patriotic. Both my wife and her parents are Argentinian, so I'm afraid I've got to try and be consistent in my appraisal of the game.
You also made the point, Graham, to me at half-time about the atmosphere in the ground. You seem to think there's some good mix between the fans.
Well, it is. I think both Argentinian and English fans are mixed together. It seems a very positive atmosphere, and what a great advert for the game. Not just on the pitch, but off it as well, John.
Well, let's hope it continues that way, and also, of course, after the game, because a lot of people won't be able to get home tonight with this kick-off time. We're an hour ahead of you here in Switzerland. It's 10 to 7 here, and there won't be many flights out after this, so one hopes that we're not speaking too soon about good behaviour. Here's Gerrard. I know Alan Pardew will be delighted that Konchesky's got on, because his form for West Ham this season has been one of the features of the Hammers' return to the Premier League. I think he feels he's more settled there, because at Charlton I think he felt he was moved about a bit.
The fortunate thing for Paul Konchesky obviously is he's played a lot of games. You know, he's match fit and mentally he's ready to play in this sort of game as well, as opposed to Wayne Bridge, who, like I said in the first half, you have to feel sorry for. I would hate to have played half a dozen reserve games for my club and then come straight into this sort of match. And it's a credit to him really that he felt prepared, that he could do that, and that the England managers had faith in him. But I think it also suggests the problem that we have on this left side. We need good left-sided, left-footed players, and it shows that there's a lack of that, meaning that Wayne Bridge has had to play.
Well, he had 60 minutes in the Carling Cup against Charlton, and that was his only first-team football since his injury, which he sustained, of course, at Newcastle in the FA Cup last season. And the thing about Konchesky, of course, as well, is that there was a time when Eriksson was prepared to play Bridge and Ashley Cole on the left, wasn't there? So if Ashley came back, he could conceivably play midfield.
That's right, the modern day fullback has to get forward. They have to be prepared to get beyond the wide midfield player, which then suggests there might be an option to play, you know, a left-footed player in that left midfield slot. But I think with the quality Eriksson has in midfield, he's not going to drop Steven Gerrard for a left footer if he feels Steven Gerrard is contributing to the game.
Cambiasso for Argentina, and they're on the move again here. Oh, you cannot keep Riquelme quiet, can you? I mean, you said you thought the first half he was the star of the show.
Yeah, he's tremendous here. Cambiasso is coming in off the left side of the pitch, and Riquelme is just so at ease with the ball at his feet. He's got great skill there, and unfortunately for him, he's obviously got underneath the shot. Fortunately for Paul Robinson, he didn't need to make a save there.
Here's Konchesky now. Oh, this is Frank Lampard in trouble now then. He was spoken to by the referee early in the game for a tackle, Frank Lampard. It looks as if the yellow card is coming out here. Yes, it is. That's the third booking of the night. 2 for England, 1 for Argentina.
That's one of those painful tackles on the foot, and Rodriguez has felt the full force of that by Frank Lampard, I think. Although Rodriguez has made a bit of a meal of it, in this sort of game, I think he's always going to get a booking for that sort of tackle.
Well, they've kept the lid on their tempers so far, the players here, and the crowd are having a good evening, by the look of it. Tevez. This is Zanetti. Oh, near post. Oh, and the flying header. Serene came in, and the handball, I think, was why the referee just intervened there. But look at the other end here. It's Wayne Rooney again.
Well, that was reminiscent of one Diego Maradona, I think. I think Sorin's come in at the far post, can't quite reach it, and gone for the ball with his hand. I'm not 100% certain, but there's not been a fuss made. Paul Robinson's got on with it, and straight from sort of his hands, he's sort of almost put Wayne Rooney in.
Can't take your eyes off this one. That was Lampard. Oh, behind the goal by Frank.
Yeah, Frank Lampard's a little bit disappointed there. We can see the cross. Zanetti gets into a good position. It's an excellent ball in again. Crespo gets in front of the defender, and Serene's gone at it with his hand. Paul Robinson obviously kept it out.
I think it was right on the line when Robinson smothered it here, Graham, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was right on the line. I can't believe Sorin's gone for the ball with his hand there. Paul Robinson's obviously not very happy about that. It's ungentlemanly conduct.
Absolutely. So, still 1-1. This is King. Konchesky inside to Lampard. Young. Rooney trying to make way just inside. It was intercepted by Cambiasso, but won back by Ferdinand. Now, can the second half live up to the excitement of the first, one wonders? This is Terry. That was won back by Zanetti from Konchesky, and this is Riquelme. There's danger here, and Riquelme tries to find Crespo, and Young, running back, conceded the corner.
That's another one of the few mistakes in the game there. Paul Konchesky had a bad first touch, just showed too much of the ball to Zanetti, and straight away Argentina find Riquelme and break again. And England were quite fortunate. Luke Young did some good defending and obviously cleared the ball for a corner.
Well, he might have some more to do here, because that man Riquelme is going to take the corner. Ayala is forward again. So is Walter Samuel. Oh, and Konchesky got a very, very good head on that.
Brave header by Paul Konchesky there. It's something he needed to do, get his head on the end of that, because Tevez was in otherwise.
This is Cambiasso. Lampard couldn't get it away, Ferdinand could. Zanetti. Riquelme looks for Crespo. Ledley King trying to do some closing down there, and he's been penalised.
That's harsh, that is. The ball's there to be won. Ledley King won it fairly as far as I'm concerned, but Tevez has used a bit of experience and drawn a free kick in a dangerous area for Argentina.
Well, it's a good 35 yards, but there's only one man going to put the ball down, and that's Riquelme. Bit of an argument going on between the referee and 2 or 3 Argentine players just at the moment. They're probably saying they want the wall further back. Now, is Riquelme going to try and test Robinson from here? He chips it in, and there's Demichelis, and it's over the line, and Argentina have scored. And Samuel was right in there, as well as Demichelis, and Argentina are 2-1 up.
It's another set piece. I remember we suffered one of these in Zanetti against them. It's a well-worked free kick. Samuel gets up, wins the ball, beats everybody.
Yes, it's Samuel's goal. It was over the line before they followed it in. Walter Samuel of Inter Milan will claim it, even though it was finished off there just in case by Ayala. And Argentina are back in front.
And once again, Riquelme has an influence on the game. You know, everybody, I think, including certainly us sitting up here, thought he was going to strike the ball. He looked for Walter Samuel, picked him out with a perfect pass, and it's quite a simple goal in the end. And you know, England have to now bounce back again.
They do indeed. The second time that Argentina have taken the lead. And now Beckham and company have got to show what they're made of. This is Demichelis again. Samuel the scorer. Gerrard, nearly through. Zanetti. Well, a bit of a blow for England, that, Graham.
That's right, and it goes to show, I think it's another mistake, really, because you can't imagine Paul Konchesky being delegated to mark Walter Samuel, one of the biggest players on the pitch. And if he's not meant to be marking him, who is? And quite frankly, that's something that somebody back there has to take control. One of the big guys, the Ferdinands and John Terrys of this world, need to boss that area. That's their goal mouth. They need to deal with that situation, pick up markers, and be prepared for that sort of clever play that the Argentinians have obviously got at their disposal.
Celebration for Walter Samuel. It's his 50th cap today, and that will go down as his 5th international goal. And here's Konchesky learning the hard way. Joe Cole getting ready here for England. This is Lampard. This is Rooney. Now will Argentina sit back, or will they come out and go for more goals?
I certainly think they'll be content to let England have the ball across the back line. They don't need to come out of position. They're going to look for England to sort of try and risk a pass and get possession back as quickly as they can. But whilst the ball's on the halfway line, you know, they'll be happy to let England have it.
Here comes Rooney with Ayala, and it's come out to Gerrard, and he steams forward for England. And can Rooney finish it, or can Lampard finish it? Not quite.
It's so unfortunate for Frank Lampard. He'll be disappointed with that, with his strike rate and the quality of his finishing. He'll be disappointed. It's a good crossfield ball by David Beckham. Obviously it's a slight risk, that ball, but Steven Gerrard does well to anticipate what's going on. Puts a perfect ball in, and unfortunately for Frank Lampard, he's just leaning back and put off by the tackle of Sorin as he comes in.
Now I think Eriksson's going to make a change here for a rather more advanced formation. He's going to bring off Ledley King and bring on Joe Cole, who will presumably go on the left, will he, Graham?
That's right, Steven Gerrard moves into the centre of midfield. Joe Cole gives an outlet on the left and maybe a slightly more attacking option down that side.
Here's Owen to Beckham, and here comes Rooney with Ayala.
And the entry of Joe Cole.
Touched on by Cole, in fact, to Konchesky. This is Lampard, Beckham, Gerrard to his right. So Ledley King replaced, and England back with the formation that we were more used to seeing at one time, with Joe Cole playing on the left of a 4. This is Riquelme, Cambiasso.
It's interesting because Argentina play very narrow down their left-hand side of the pitch, with Cambiasso coming in and working well with Riquelme. That allows Rodriguez to sort of find a position for himself out wide, and obviously he's caused England a few problems this evening.
This is Riquelme again, very much the playmaker for Argentina. Cambiasso, the willing partner for him in midfield. And Gerrard with the crossfield ball towards Rooney. He and Ayala both go down. Referee says play on. Ayala pulls Rooney back to his feet. He played in a good spirit so far.
England's biggest issue now is that Steven Gerrard's moved into that central midfield position. He's going to have to start taking a bit of responsibility for Riquelme. But is that going to affect the way he plays? We'll have to find out. Can Steven Gerrard still link up with the front players and do what he's good at?
This is Demichelis. Now Crespo on the run against Konchesky.
It's good defending by Paul Konchesky there. He followed Hernan Crespo, and even when he span him, he was still in touch with him and made a good tackle.
Zanetti. Riquelme. Cambiasso. Sorin coming in from the left-hand side.
It's the second time Sorin's tried a speculative effort with a volley, and here you can see Walter Samuel, no one picking him up as the ball goes into the area, and it's a nicely cushioned ball across the box. It's in such a dangerous area. There's absolutely no chance for an England defender to actually get anything on that, and it's a simple goal.
It's Gerrard to Beckham. Young down the right-hand side. Beckham again. Oh, goalkeeper didn't quite make that cleanly, and it had to be helped out there by Ayala. It's a corner to England. Good effort by Beckham.
He's had a great strike here, his little back lift. The ball bounced viciously in front of the goalkeeper. And once again, it's well cleared by the Argentinian defender.
Oh, it was Rooney at the near post there.
See David Beckham strike there, it's keeper's unsighted. He does well to get anything on that at all.
So forward there by Ayala. There's an offside flag up here. Well, Eriksson, whose last but one match this is before he names the squad, sees his near to full strength side 2-1 down to Argentina. Here's Cole. Good skill from Joe Cole. Oh, he nearly set Frank Lampard up there. Young is free on the right-hand side for England. Decent cross as well. Oh, and Lampard shoots.
That's so unlucky by Frank Lampard. Good play by Joe Cole's coming off the left-hand side of the pitch. Luke Young does well, lifts the ball up. It gets cleared, but Frank Lampard doing what he does well is marshalling that edge of the box. That's just a couple of feet wide. He's hit it as well as he could, really. England will be encouraged with this sort of spell they're having at the moment. They've just got to make it count and get back in this game.
Samuel. This is Riquelme. Ayala. Oh, 2-1 was the score, of course, when England lost to Argentina in the World Cup quarter-final in '86. This is Cole. Going all the way, Joe Cole.
Such a shame for Joe Cole there. He did everything right apart from the finish. He snatched at his shot and dragged it past the near post. But he's come on and made an impact already. He's not frightened to run at players, and he's now causing the Argentinian midfield and defenders some problems. And if he can keep getting in those positions and just pick up a little bit on his quality, either of his final pass or his strike, then I can see him getting on the score sheet.
Well, he's certainly made an impression since he's come on. Now then, Rodriguez. This is Riquelme. De Michelis. Cambiasso. Cunning ball towards Crespo.
That's a good link-up play by the Argentinian midfield. Cambiasso coming on off that line and looking for Hernan Crespo, who peeled off John Terry. He's obviously very good in the air, Crespo. And fortunately for England, he didn't get on the end of that.
The score at Hampden Park, by the way, full-time friendly. Scotland won, the United States of America won. Webster the scorer for Scotland, Wolf from a penalty for the USA. The States, of course, have qualified for the World Cup, so that's not a bad performance by Walter Smith's side. And here's a free kick in Joe Cole's favour. Konchesky, Rooney, Cole, Rooney again. This is Sorin. Franceschi. That's a foul by Joe Cole, and the card's coming out. Yellow card for Cole.
That's wonderful play by Riquelme again. He's span on the ball. Joe Cole's obviously committed himself and made what he feels is a fair challenge. You can just see the way he's dragged the ball away from Joe Cole and drawn the foul. I think it's a bit harsh for booking. It's Joe Cole's first tackle, wasn't particularly malicious, and it's a shame for him, but I'm sure he won't be too disappointed. At least he's broken the play up.
Well, Cole, Lampard and Young are now all on yellow cards for England. That's out. It's got to be a goal kick. There have been several sendings off in the history of this fixture, not just David Beckham. Antonio Ratin, of course, in 1966 at Wembley, and Trevor Cherry and Daniel Bertoni in a friendly in 1977, a game I remember well in Buenos Aires, one of my first with England. And would you believe it was in black and white, the pictures, Graham?
Was it really?
Shows you how long I've been hanging around.
It does, John. I can't help you on that one,
I really shouldn't have raised that, actually.
No, you shouldn't. Leave that to me.
Anyway, this is Young for England. That was a year before the World Cup, when colour television did reach Argentina. Here's Gerrard. Cole. Beckham to Gerrard.
For some reason, David Beckham's decided to come across the pitch and start trying to link up play inside rather than staying out wide and being effective where he has been for most of the match.
Which is why Sorin's got some space out there now, and he's found Demichelis.
And the important distinction there, John, is that if somebody's... It's not what, David Beckham on the ball is doing, it's what he's leaving behind him sometimes. If the ball breaks down, then it's leaving a heck of a gap down that side of the pitch.
Well, that's, to say the least, rather ambitious from Riquelme. An Argentine player down anyway, and we're going to see a substitution because I think this is the last we're going to see of Hernan Crespo as he picks himself up on the far side, and Javier Saviola, the 23-year-old who's on loan at Seville from Barcelona, is going to replace him, wearing number 7. So the scorer of the first goal, the Chelsea man, is going on. And Saviola to win his 29th cap. Here's Lampard. England bidding to get back into the game for the second time. This is Young. Rooney. And a foul here by Sorin. And a chance maybe now for England's free kick specialist David Beckham to leave an imprint on the match.
Yeah, you can see here Wayne Rooney picks the ball up and he just has his feet caught and draws the free kick, so let's see if England can make something happen here.
Well, Riquelme and one or two other Argentine players are insisting that the ball is placed correctly for some reason.
I want it placed in a pothole.
The referee's surely not going to let Riquelme stand there for much longer.
I think what they're trying to do is just slow the game down as long as they can, give David Beckham a chance to think about what he's going to do, but we know how dangerous he can be in these situations.
He wants them further back, the referee. Lampard is standing in quite a threatening position as well behind Beckham. Beckham! Goalkeeper got there, but so did... Oh! How did he save the second one from Michael Owen?
What a great save. Again, he does quite well with the first free kick. It wasn't that powerful, but it bounced in front of him. You can see it coming in. It just bounces in front of him, palms it down, straight into the feet of Michael Owen. But the second save is a great save, takes a deflection. And excellent save, corner for England.
Came off his own defender, Samuel, after it left Owen's foot. That's an amazing save. Corner to England. John Terry gets up there. Back out again to Beckham. Now he's spotted Rooney lying back for the volley. And England have committed players forward, and now the break is on for Argentina, but they've got a player down, so Riquelme has kicked the ball out. It's Cambiasso who's injured.
Yeah, John Terry went up for a challenge with him from David Beckham's corner, and there was only ever going to be one winner there, and that was John Terry. The force at which he came into Cambiasso has obviously hurt him. See the ball coming in, John Terry's just watching the ball, attacking it, and he's knocked Cambiasso straight onto his back.
Well, this was a remarkable bit of goalkeeping by Abandanzieri. It really was.
Yeah, he's alert to the second shot. He could have done better with the first, I think. I think he had a chance to maybe just catch that. He's palmed it out to Michael Owen, but he's made up for what is half a mistake with his fantastic save and kept Argentina's lead.
Well, indeed it did, and there seems to be some concern about the injured player Cambiasso.
He's got to his feet, John, which is good to see. When somebody takes a collision like that in the head area, you never quite know what state they're in. But you know, he's received the full weight of John Terry come clattering into him. So you know, he's got to consider himself fortunate to actually feel able to walk off the pitch.
Well, there's going to be a substitution anyway, because at centre back we're going to see Fabrizio Colaccini, and it looks as though he's going to replace Roberto Ayala, the number 2. Yes, he is at centre-half. This is a fellow who played pretty regularly at centre-back throughout the Confederations Cup. And he plays for Deportivo La Coruña in Spain, Colaccini. So he'll be alongside Walter Samuel now for the last quarter of an hour. And in the meantime, Cambiasso, after treatment, has walked round the pitch and is waiting with the 4th official to come back on. So, England with something to retrieve in the last 15 minutes.
Argentina are starting to break the game up a little bit now. There's a couple of little fouls that they've drawn. They're trying to slow things down, just change the tempo and dictate it themselves, rather than letting England get any momentum and get back into this match.
That was cleared there by Gerrard. Owen's not had much luck, has he? That one marginally offside, I would say, at the very most. And then foiled there by a fine save from close in by the goalkeeper. Forward by Konchesky. Now then, Colaccini, having just come on, wrestles with Rooney. But Rooney's behaviour tonight has been exemplary.
Yeah, he looks very focused on what he's doing. Here he sort of uses his strength, Wayne Rooney, and gets the free kick for England.
Still a good performance, I would say, by Eriksson's team this, even if they don't equalise, because they've had a real go at Argentina in phases of this game, Graham.
certainly I've been impressed with Rio Ferdinand. You know, he's had a lot of critics recently, and I think he's played excellently back there with John Terry. You look through the midfield and people ask questions about how the balance works. I think they've stood up today against an excellent Argentinian side. And up front, you know, Michael Owen's had a couple of chances. Unfortunate maybe not to score one of them. And Wayne Rooney has obviously been at the heart of many of England's, you know, great moves.
Cambiasso is now fully recovered and has been restored to the central midfield. Oh, now here's a chance maybe for Joe Cole to get involved. Zanetti coming forward there for Argentina. Cambiasso to Walter Samuel, whose goal looks as though it's going to win this game. Sorin. Now he hasn't had much of the ball, Tevez, in the second half, but he's got it now. And Riquelme is backing him up here. Oh, and it's Rodriguez, the man who made the first goal. He's getting... No, he's not getting round the back this time. Konchesky stopped him.
That's good defending by Paul Konchesky. He picked up his pace quickly to match that of Rodriguez. He tried to show him a feint and go past him to get the cross in. Konchesky wasn't having any of it. He followed him and blocked the ball for a corner.
Well, we've got to watch, or England have got to watch Walter Samuel this time. He's up there just near the penalty spot with Colaccini as Riquelme prepares to take the corner. Bit of pushing and shoving going on. He's decided to play it short to Tevez. Back again to Riquelme. Zanetti. England beginning to move out now. Can't afford to stay too deep in there. Saviola. Colaccini to Riquelme. Saviola's going through. Terry stopped him. Found Cole. Bit of a pullback there, surely. And it's going to be a card. Rodriguez for pulling back the shirt. He's going to go in the book as well.
Once again, that's a situation that Rodriguez is a professional foul. He's done it to slow the game down, stop England breaking forward. He'll quite happily take a yellow card for that.
Now, Eriksson's really going to throw caution to the wind in a moment, because we're going to see Peter Crouch come on, and it looks as though it may be Luke Young going off, so it would be a striker for a fullback. That is Young's header, in fact. And it's come down to Riquelme, and he's found Saviola. Argentina look as if they've got the measure of England just for the moment. Could another substitution change that? Here's Cambiasso. Now then, Beckham and Sorin. Free kick.
Two captains clashing there. Sorin got the better of David Beckham there. He picked the ball up on the line and just waited for David Beckham to make his challenge, put the ball through his legs and just fell on the floor, drawing a free kick in what is a very dangerous area for someone of the quality of Riquelme.
Yes, he's been a real menace from these, hasn't he? And they're just waiting, in fact, for more players to come forward, and this time it's a stretch, and that's all it needs to be from Paul Robinson. And it's Argentina as well who are preparing another substitute down on the touchline. So the two number 20s are coming on. Peter Crouch for England in place of... well, in fact, it looks to me as though Cruz of Inter Milan is going to come on in place of Tevez. Yes, he is. That's for Argentina. And Luke Young is the man coming off for England to be replaced by Peter Crouch. So what does this mean, Graham?
Well, it's a risk, I think, in the sense that you're changing the formation of England quite dramatically to accommodate Peter Crouch in the hope that he'll create something or make a difference and get England this equaliser. We'll have to see, but it's important that England are aware of Peter's strengths, and the whole team has to be set up to really get alongside him and help him on his knockdowns and then play the ball through him, basically.
Steven Gerrard has gone to right back. And Crouch is on alongside Owen. Rooney perhaps to play a bit deeper even more. Now then, Argentina in possession, and there goes the newcomer. This is Cruz. Just been recalled to the squad. Saviola, one of the other substitutes. Good block, John Terry. Here comes Zanetti. Oh, he turned Konchesky and then it was booted out by Terry. 8 minutes in Geneva. Argentina leading England by 2-1. This is Demichelis. Samuel. Zanetti. Cambiaso. Moving up on the far side is Serene. Rodriguez. Oh, now he's onside, Zanetti. There's danger here for England. Terry's header. Lampard to clear. But how long for? That's the question. Riquelme steers it through. Saviola! Oh, and it's going to come to Rodriguez. Well played, Robinson. Well done, the goalkeeper.
He did everything there, Paul Robinson. Great bravery on the first attempt. I think he got a kick in the head for his troubles, but kept his wits about him and managed to make an excellent second save.
Here's Joe Cole at the other end. Crouch is lurking on the far post. Oh, it's come off Colaccini. Robinson is somewhat wounded by that double save. Here's Gerrard into Lampard. Well, that would have been 3-1 and all over, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's right, and I think he's suffered an injury there, Paul Robinson. The physio's gone over, he's waiting by the post, and I'd see if he recovers. But meanwhile, at the other end, obviously England are trying to get forward and counter-attack the Argentinian defence.
Well, this is Konchesky. Forward to Crouch. This is the option that people thought Peter Crouch was best equipped to serve, coming on to change the focal point of the attack when the game needs saving. Robinson's receiving attention from Gary Lewin down by the goal. In the meantime, Argentina to make another change. This is Luis Gonzalez, number 16, and Riquelme, the outstanding player for Argentina, is leaving the field.
Well, I think every England supporter and England coach, the England team will be happy to see Riquelme come off the pitch. He's been absolutely magnificent tonight. I think he's been at the heart of everything Argentina have done well, and it's up to England now to try and use this extra sort of height and strength they've got up front by putting on Peter Crouch and having a third striker to try and get a goal back.
Konchesky with the throw. Colaccini at the back of Owen. Crouch waiting in the area, hoping that someone's going to service that. Oh, it's chipped in towards him now, and here's Rooney!
I think Wayne Rooney there feeling the pressure a little bit, the need to score, and he just snatched his shot. You've got Riquelme playing in Saviola, and just there I think Paul Robinson gets a kick on the head. He doesn't need to make the save. I think John Terry blocks it for him, but Paul Robinson was certainly stunned by that sort of boot on the head that he received, and I think he's fortunate to come away without sort of cutting his head.
I think it's fair to say both goalkeepers at times in this match have distinguished themselves.
They have. They've made the game incredibly interesting. They've both had a lot of work to do, and they both, they couldn't do it. Neither of them could have done anything with regards to the 3 goals.
Well, that was a statistic more relevant than most of mine. 26 shots on goal, 13 each. That tells you what a good game it's been here in Geneva. Hope you've enjoyed it at home. Here's Terry, looking for Crouch. On his chest, turned well. Found Rooney. Beckham wants it far side. It's still Rooney. And Rooney turned away by Abondanzieri.
We're just talking about goalkeepers. What excellent play by Wayne Rooney. That would have beaten almost any goalkeeper. But Abondanzieri is a big
Gerrard here with the cross, it's near post. And England really forcing the pace here, looking for the equaliser. And as you said, well, as Alan Shearer said, Wayne Rooney the key to England winning the World Cup. I can't put it better than that. And he showed why again then.
Oh, it was absolutely fantastic play. Just seeing the goalkeeper off his line, and it's perfect chip. So deft, and it beat him, I thought, and somehow Ambonzieri managed to get his hand to it and palm it away for a corner.
Gerrard again from the right-hand side. Joe Cole's up. Oh, and there it is. It's the equaliser by Michael Owen, and England are back at 2-2. Just look at the celebrations down on the bench. You'd think it was a World Cup match. Michael Owen scores for England, just as he did when he was 18 against Argentina in Saint-Etienne. Wonderful moment for England. 3 minutes from the end of the 90. Steven Gerrard with the cross. Joe Cole went in first, but Owen was lurking behind him. And Graham, it's 2-2.
Steven Gerrard, third position of the evening, playing right back. What a ball into the box. Michael Owen drifts away from Zanetti, the full-back, and finishes comfortably to make it 2-2. It's a fantastic final minutes.
Michael Owen breaks Gary Lineker's record. It's his 23rd goal in major competitions. But of course it doesn't count as a competitive match tonight, so we can't give him the record, but we can say it's his 34th international goal. Golly, I've got carried away there. I thought we were in a competitive match, Graham. It looked like it.
It certainly is competitive in every sense of the word.
We can't count it, but it's his 34th goal in his 75th international. Michael Owen, and what a moment for him as well against Argentina.
Argentina have a corner now, so there's defending for England to do. Concentration, picking up your markers, because there's still a twist in the tail yet, maybe.
Well, there could be. Rodriguez is going to take the corner. Colaccini's in there as well. David Beckham heads out. England have really set themselves up for the World Cup with this result if it stays at 2-2. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but they're not going to fear anybody. Here's Saviola for Argentina, though. They seem as if they want to get there again. Rodriguez. Oh, it's too long for Colaccini on the far side. Well, I tell you what, this is the best match we've done together.
It certainly is. It's been a fantastic game. Here's Steven Gerrard. See it again. Great ball in. Joe Cole goes up for the first header, leaves the space for Michael Owen, and he finishes comfortably.
There's going to be 3 minutes of overtime. I'm not supposed to call it overtime. I get confused with people who do that for a real living. Extra time added on for stoppages. 3 minutes. Look at the crowd. Just look at the crowd. Beckham takes the free kick. Rooney. Oh.
That's a speculative effort by Wayne Rooney, but with the finale of this game, there's a chance for someone to be a hero, and Wayne Rooney is that sort of person. He's been incredible tonight. England have stuck to their job. They did it in the first 20 minutes when Argentina were on top. They've done it again when they've gone 2-1 behind. They've shown great character tonight.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it? It really isn't anything like a friendly. This is Crouch. But having said that, it's also been played with a very decent spirit among the players. There's been none of the old conflict between England and Argentina in that sense. Just a really good football match. Rooney! Can England win it at the last? Owen's there again. Beckham! Oh, the goalkeeper saved it, Crouch! Oh, goodness, I thought Beckham had got the winner!
I can't believe that. He did everything right. Wayne Rooney picked the ball up. Now Argentina on the attack.
Oh, it's put through by Saviola, and it's Cruz! No penalty. Referee waves it away. Cruz was looking for one. What a climax in the first minute of stoppage time now. Rooney for England. Joe Cole. Crouch comes in far side, but then, oh, then we've got it! England have scored again, it's Michael Owen! It's 3-2, Owen! Oh, Owen 2 in a matter of minutes! What an amazing finish in Ginebra! Michael Owen there again, and Argentina are deflated. They're standing around looking at each other, and they don't know where the lead has gone, and they don't know where the match has gone, but it's gone to England. What an extraordinary few minutes, just as Beckham appeared to have been robbed by this. There's the first Owen goal. And look at that.
What a great finish. Joe Cole, he's had a big influence since he's come on. He drifts inside again. Perfect pass in. Michael Owen gets in front of the Argentinian defender and Peter Crouch and scores past the Argentinian goalkeeper, who's been absolutely massive in that goal. He's made some great saves.
Is this Sven-Göran Eriksson's best ever result in a friendly? It has to be, surely, against the team they beat in Sapporo. 3-2 England. Owen, 87 minutes and 92nd. 2 in 5. And now I will give you his correct goal scoring record. 35 goals in 75 England games. As Cruz, who could have had the third one for Argentina a minute earlier. But the next target for Owen now, apart from the competitive thing, is Jimmy Greaves, who had 44 for England. He's on the warpath, Michael Owen, to become England's highest ever goal scorer, but he'll remember this match. Probably not quite as much as the 5-1 in Germany, but nearly.
Just goes to show Michael Owen playing regularly at Newcastle, a new lease of life, and look what he can do for England. It's fantastic to see him back in form.
Well, would you believe it? England 2-1 down with 3 minutes of normal time to go, now find themselves 3-2 up, and the mood of the nation will change with this one, surely. Rooney to Cole. And there it is, England win in Geneva. They've beaten one of the two favourites for the World Cup. And again, another chapter in this terrific series between England and Argentina. Something always happens when they meet, but could you have programmed a finish like that? Jose Beckham congratulates Sven-Göran Eriksson, and Michael Owen is the hero of the hour with 2 goals in the last 6 minutes to turn what looked like a 2-1 defeat into a 3-2 victory, and Argentina just walk off looking absolutely astonished. They won't be shouting and singing on their coach tonight, that's for sure. David Beckham curiously could have won it moments earlier when the goalkeeper made an extraordinary save, but here's Joe Cole with the cross, and there's Michael Owen ahead of Walter Samuel to score in the 92nd minute. And the celebrations, well, I mustn't get too carried away, but I did say it earlier, it feels like a World Cup game because the opposition is who it is. And England have put them away, Argentina, just as Beckham did in Sapporo. They've done it again in Geneva. Twice behind England here tonight. Twice they came back. But goodness gracious, would you have expected Owen to do it again in the time added on? Amazing scenes here, Graham Lasso. I think we can stay with it for a second. Look at the crowd.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, you can't... This game is nothing but a competitive match. I know it goes down technically as a friendly, but what a performance from both teams. Both teams showed such quality, such class at key moments. And England, I think, to come out of it with that victory shows a huge, huge sign of the character and the quality and resilience of this team. And it's fantastic to see. What a great result.
Was this the team that lost 1-0 to Northern Ireland?
It can't be the same team, and I think that's why we get so disappointed. This is how well they can play. This is what they've created and caused everyone to expect, and this is what people demand.
Well, maybe we can start getting the flags out back at home for the World Cup after that. It's England 3, their old rivals Argentina 2.